I'm 12, and according to tradition, I am now an adult, or at least a young adult. And to celebrate the occasion, instead of a party when everybody complains about the food, I went on a trip to Europe. It all started when my father asked me where I wanted to go for my bat mitzvah, so I chose Paris. I chose Paris because it just felt right. But it wasn't just Paris. Right after my competition in Louisville, which I won 4th place by the way, my father and I went to New York for 2 days. And New York was amazing.
Like I told you, there are some surprises. Are you ready for them?
Yeah. Then my father handed me an envelope that looked like an envelope from the TV show Amazing Race. I learned that my trip will be way more than Paris. Welcome to the Amazing Race bat mitzvah. The first stop was Barcelona, Spain. We went on a first-class flight, which was my first experience on first class. And oh my gosh, it was amazing. I love first class. The food was delicious, and the best part was how the chair lay out into a bed. We landed in Barcelona, and we learned that the city was inspired by a very old designer, Anthony Gadhi.
And the thing about this building is that it was so ahead of its time.
He designed his own house, a park, and a church. And I must say, I've never seen anything like that. If I had to describe it in one word, it's wow. The food was great, but the water was weird, almost felt like it had a taste. But I really liked Spain. During my trip, my father handed me envelopes throughout the trip, telling me where we were going next.
Spain!
We visited amazing places, and we even took a cable ride with wonderful views. Then I got an envelope that said we were going to take a train to Paris. Good morning. It's time for Paris! Mind you, I've never been on a train. It was a 3 hours ride with amazing views. They even had a cafeteria on the train. We arrived in Paris, then we checked into a very beautiful boutique hotel. Now let me tell you about Paris. It's officially my favorite place in the whole world. The food was spectacular and the desserts were out of this world. If I end up moving to Paris, don't be surprised. I love how everything was meant for scooters and bikes. I was probably on that scooter for hours, and the museum was so big it felt like a maze. What beautiful art, and I got to see the Mona Lisa in real life. Paris was a very romantic place. I highly recommend it. We spent 5 days in Paris, and it was a blast. I am so happy I chose Paris. At the end of the 5 days, my father handed me another envelope.
She doesn't know where she's going next.
Because I knew about it. No, I knew that there was a letter coming.
Just a side note, she thinks it's Japan or Hawaii or what else?
Why? I don't know. And trust me, I had actually no idea where we were going next. I actually thought we were going to Japan, or at least I hope so. But I found out we were going to Venice, A.k.a. Venezia. We took a short flight and landed at the airport that was actually on water. We took a boat and walked through little streets and bridges to our hotel. Everything was on water, which was breathtaking. This is where I discovered gelato, and I am obsessed. I probably ate 50 cups of gelatos. Venice is a very romantic place. Everything is super small, and there are no cars at all, which I love. And the birds are so friendly, I couldn't stop feeding them and playing with them.
Oh my God!
And to be honest, they loved me. We even got to visit the first Jewish ghetto.
Where we stay now, there you're the new family. So the most ancient Jewish ghetto of Europe is the new ghetto, not the old ghetto.
That's when I learned the Jewish history and Holocaust. Just when I thought the trip couldn't get better, my father handed me another envelope saying we were going to Florence, Italy. We rented a car and drove to Florence. The drive was beautiful, and Florence was very busy and fun. The food was amazing, and of course, I ate more gelato. After 2 days in Florence, we continue our journey to Chinka Terre. What an amazing place. I mean, wow, the vibe was so amazing, the views was absolutely stunning, and I loved the beach. From there we continued to Milan A.k.a. Milana. This was actually our last stop. Milana is beautiful and very expensive, full of fashion icon designers. So after 14 days, I must say Europe is beautiful and extremely romantic. I will definitely come back, but for now, thank you Europe for treating me so nicely. I am in love.